What's up, everyone? Welcome to Bench. We are the Tovar brothers. Joey here, joined by my brother, Angel. Episode number 35. And this episode is for Wednesday, October 4th, 2023. Great number 35s.
Hey, Mike Tolbert. Remember the big Mike Tolbert? Yeah, man. This is a Mike Tolbert day.
Yeah.
Mike Tolbert. This show's dedicated for Mike Tolbert, wherever you are.
Happy Tolbert Wednesday.
Yeah. He was so fun to watch, man.
Charkandrick West.
Okay. It's still Mike Tolbert.
It is. That's a great pull.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's not a lot of number 35, so.
God, man.
He was cool.
I missed the fullback.
Yeah, like he was like obviously out of shape, obviously overweight, but like you kind of loved it.
Favorite fullbacks?
The guy who was on the Madden cover one year, Peyton Hillis, who was a fullback for us, the Denver Broncos.
He was a running back.
We traded him for Brady Quinn, and he went off for
he sure did.
You
guys had him in the wrong position.
Yeah, who would have thought?
He's a running back.
Allstott comes to mind.
Mike Allstott's the
Leach comes to mind.
Oh yeah,
yeah, some good ones out there.
Yeah. God,
the fullback now is kind of. I mean,
all you got use check.
Use check, yeah.
The Ravens had one. I think got hurt though.
The big guy, Patrick Ricard.
Yeah, like 300-pound.
300-pound fullback. Yeah,
crazy.
Shout out to fullbacks.
Yeah, happy fullback Wednesday.
Yeah, somehow we.
On today's episode, we will get into the latest news and notes of the NFL. That does not stop, apparently. Also, Angels Heavenly Top 10 version 5.0. Very excited about that.
Me too.
And we'll get into a little Thursday night preview. Let's be honest, we got two bad teams playing Thursday night. But
there's storylines all over both these. This kind of a nice thing to talk about.
This is what I was talking about preseason when I said, listen, the games are going to come where you're going to take them for granted because it's not two good teams playing football. But I want you to take your mind back to early September, July. In just the deadness of July, there's nothing going on. There's no football. There's no training camp. There's no OTA videos. There's nothing. And you're just dying for football.
Mm-hmm.
Go watch the games. Go enjoy every single thing you can because football season will be over like that.
And this game isn't as bad as people think it's going to be.
This game may not be two teams that are going to the Super Bowl, but there's a lot of storylines.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on in this game, so we'll definitely get to that at the end of the show. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share it with a buddy. If you're listening on Apple, Spotify, wherever you hear your podcast, thanks so much for joining us and giving us a little bit of your day, spending it with these two idiots, talking a little football. And follow the show Between the Show, Instagram, X, and TikTok. Search at Bench Show to follow all those on the different platforms. And we got a bunch of stuff going up, so stay tuned. October 4th, like I said, and I wanted to get into a couple of national days. Okay, first thing that comes to mind, we're going to do a little rapid fire. Okay, National Taco Day.
Yeah. Who doesn't?
That's the first thing that came to mind, yeah.
White people love their version tacos. Mexicans love our versions of tacos.
That's true.
They're
a lot
internationally, but either way, they're all good.
I feel like, I was going to say, I can enjoy all of them.
Yeah. The white people have their version, and they're good. And the Hispanics have their version, and they're very good.
And then there's a blend, and then now there's all sorts of designer
it's like
tacos.
Fusion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tacos are good, man.
Just go have a taco. Go enjoy it. But I like a classic carne asada taco with a has to be a Corona or Modelo.
Mm-hmm.
It has to
Tacos
be.
and beer.
Tacos and beer. National Vodka Day.
Not a vodka man myself, but I know there's a lot of drinks made out of vodka.
Vodka.
Yeah, it's...
Don't have a Moscow Mule?
Yeah. I'm going to throw up.
Yeah?
I'm not a big vodka guy.
Please enjoy responsibly.
Mm-hmm.
National Golf Lovers Day. We are not golfers, but I wanted to say that for all the guys out there who all are golf lovers.
And
maybe mention that to the old girlfriend, wife, whatever relationship status you're in. Maybe mention it and just maybe get a little golf in.
Yeah, people are addicted to golf. I worked at a golf course, and I've seen people at 4 a.m. there getting warmed up. Golfing is once you're in it, you're like in it.
I've never taken that leap, and I've always wanted to. I just don't. I don't like saying I don't have the time because you have time for whatever you want to make time for. But I feel like in the future one day.
That's why I dress in those outfits.
God,
gives you a cool.
No, I actually want to golf.
Yeah. That too.
National Coffee with a Cop Day.
Coffee and bacon.
Yep.
Yeah.
Different guys having coffee with cops. Henry Ruggs.
Chandler Jones of recent.
Chandler Jones. That's not okay.
That's not okay.
It's not okay.
No, Coffee with Cops. I don't know who made that.
Jeffrey Epstein. Oh. Nope.
Okay.
That was murder. That wasn't suicide.
No, Epstein is still alive.
Jeffrey Epstein?
I'm thinking of Weinstein. Yeah, my bad.
Both terrible men.
Both horrible humans. Yeah, my bad. Sorry.
Let's get to a game recap. You're hearing this on Wednesday, so we're not going to spend too much on this because you've probably already seen it covered. But on Monday night, the Seahawks destroyed the New York Giants, who are quickly looking like they're also very interested in Caleb Williams. They looked terrible that night, and 24-3 just does not seem as lopsided as it really was on the field.
It looks like 24-3. Oh, well, they just kept them to 24 points. This shit was hard to watch.
It was a very, very hard night for the Giants, and for Giants fans, it was just, as the New York football state is just really struggling, except for the Bills. They're thriving.
Yeah.
But the Jets and now the Giants are just really struggling, and the Giants look terrible. They look terrible on the sideline. You had a Daboll and Daniel Jones altercation thing.
Yeah.
Daniel Jones was sacked 11 times,
and
he threw a pick six that went 97 yards. It was a bad look. They got booed repeatedly by their home crowd. And then they weren't getting booed in the fourth quarter, though, because none of their fans were left.
Everyone went home.
They all went home. Literally, the stands were empty except for Seahawks jerseys.
Yeah, it was a tough night. And as much heat we give Zach Wilson, we don't give enough heat towards the Daniel Jones era. He's not good.
Daniel Jones has now more interceptions through 4 games this season than he had all of last year. That's 6 interceptions. He's only thrown 2 touchdown passes last year. He's only thrown 2 touchdown passes this year. Last year, he had 15. And he has the worst primetime winning percentage in NFL history now. He is 1-12 in primetime.
That's not a good record.
Not on this list, Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, this guy, and they paid him too, so...
Yeah, that's really the thing that's...
Yeah.
I think that's just making it worse. It feels like there's more pressure in New York this year. And, they look bad.
All these teams who are losing have light at the end of the tunnel. Like, at least there's a bunch of Caleb quarterbacks in these, like... If you're losing this bad, like, well, if we lose, at least we get one of these top... There's like 5 good quarterbacks in next year's draft. So.
Actually, it's supposed to be an historic QB class.
There's a ton of good quarterbacks here. So it was tough. Giants have a lot of work to do offensively. They still do... one of my keys was believe in one guy. Wanda Robinson's the only guy, but he's not that. He's just they don't do anything creative.
Yeah, we wanted to see if they could string together drives and push the ball down the field, and they just can't.
They don't want to. They want to do these dink and dunk, 5-yard, 4-yard outs.
Jones just won't.
Yeah, and
the routes are. I saw the routes yesterday. I saw them run routes down the field. He just doesn't throw them. He dunks it down to, like you said, Wandale Robinson. Waller, I guess, every now and then, but he's pretty much non-existent in this offense. I don't know why you have him if you're not going to feature him.
Yeah.
He's easily your best offensive weapon. Hyatt, they just don't give him the ball. He's a young guy with speed. Why not give him a shot? Then they miss Saquon.
Yeah, Saquon is their entire offense. Saquon's sitting there like, I got to come back to this. And this is also good leverage for Saquon. Like, look what you are without me. You're terrible.
I do want to say something about that, though, because Robert Griffin III tweeted about after this game and seeing how badly the Giants struggled. And speaking of Saquon Barkley, he says, let's talk about the value of a running back. Meaning, I think the value of running back is very apparent in this game.
Yeah.
Which, yes and no. I think the value of Saquon Barkley to this offense.
Yeah.
I still think it's the right decision not to pay Josh Jacobs, who has just sucked this year.
Yeah.
J.K. Dobbins wanted a contract.
That's look how dumb
you can't use this game as you should pay all running backs. They're very valuable. No, you should probably pay Saquon in this offense if you're not going to add anything to it. But as Just wanted to kind of point that out. But, yeah, they're missing Saquon, though. I mean,
Yeah, he's their entire offense right now, and without him, you're just kind of hoping that somebody breaks a tackle and runs 80 yards because I don't know what else they're expecting the people to do with this.
I checked the box score after, and I was so surprised to see Wan'Dale Robinson's stat line because it was not good. But, yeah, if you're watching that game, he looked amazing just because he was the only one doing anything.
Yeah, it was bad.
He's just the best of the bad.
And their offensive line's beat up. Evan Neal's looking like a bust. That sucks.
Yeah, Evan Neal, he didn't play, right?
No, he played.
He played.
Right tackle. Believe me, he played.
Andrew Thomas didn't play.
Yeah,
He's
he's their
tackle.
superstar.
Yeah.
Tackle, yeah.
Their center left, the rookie center, John Schmitz.
There was a revolving door of linemen all night, and the Seahawks took advantage. Let's flip to the positive side.
Yeah, that's the negative. Positive side.
Seattle. They look pretty good. Please say his name.
Well, yeah, Devin Witherspoon was
Oh,
the
my
story of the
God,
night.
dude.
2 sacks, and they picked 6 that went 97 yards, and just all over the field
And
in
his
general.
first time playing nickel, and he looked like a natural long
He looked really good.
He was making tackles in the box.
We do got to mention Jamal Adams made his long-awaited long-awaited return to the Seahawks lineup. Hadn't played in over a year. I believe 388 days.
Long time.
And he didn't last as long as Aaron Rodgers lasted.
Because he leads with his head.
He literally, who was the running back?
No, it was Daniel Jones.
Oh, it was Daniel Jones. He literally dipped his head below his kneecap. I don't know how he could get that low.
Yeah.
And speared his bottom kneecap, and knocked himself silly.
Yeah.
Couldn't get up, really.
And they got mad at the what's the neuro, whatever?
The independent neurosurgeon. He's not for any team. He's just he's obviously not.
This guy in a red hat.
He doesn't look like he's like even into football or any kind of athletics.
Like they pay me to be here on Monday, so I'm gonna be here. And this mob just chewing him out like, bro, chill the fuck out.
Yeah, bro. He's trying to save your life.
Like Jamal, you need to relax, okay?
Yeah.
Why get mad at him?
Yeah, that was kind of uncalled for. But you know, I mean, I don't. You don't do that. That's kind of a jerk look. But he has to be so frustrated. Finally getting back on the field, and he can't play now. He'll be back. I think.
Yeah, he'll be back.
And he
needs to chill though. He needs to chill. He needs to realize I'll be back. It's a concussion. It was
you can tell though, just in the couple of plays he did play, like he still has the power.
He's hungry, man.
He can bring it.
Yeah,
get him in the box, and I think Cam Chancellor role. He's exactly what you're looking for.
Put him next to Bobby Wagner on third downs. It's pretty good.
Julian Love looked really good in the secondary yesterday, and then Devin Witherspoon back to him in the nickel with the 2 interceptions and the 2 sacks and the pick. Those sacks, those blitzes from the nickel were
he looks phenomenal.
Dynamite.
We were reminded why he went number 5 overall. He looks fantastic.
We really saw it all: pass breakups, open field tackling, the speed, the aggression, the strength, everything you want to see.
Yes, it is the Giants, so make anyone look good. But still, to do that as in your first game, playing a position that's not for everybody, playing nickel inside with the big boys, with the tight ends, with the running backs, phenomenal. Very much looking forward to seeing what he becomes in this year, next year, 3 years from now. And Seattle just stacking up these talented young DBs on their roster. That's just how Pete Carroll believes. I'm gonna build from the DBs, and they have like three good corners now, all under 24.
So we were talking as this game was happening, and we'll talk more about the Seahawks later. Hint, hint. And we were talking, okay, what do they need still? Like this, I mean, they had 11 sacks.
Yeah.
Bobby Wagner, I think, had almost 20 tackles.
He's phenomenal.
So they're good at the linebacker level. Obviously, we talked about their secondary. Tarek Woolen, Devin Witherspoon, Jamal Adams, Julian Love, Kobe Bryant's still back there, Michael Jackson's there. I don't even know if those guys are good, but they have great names, and that means something. But no, in all seriousness, defensively, they're there.
Yeah,
they're there. You thought they could use a pass rusher.
Yeah, like obviously after I said that,
on the night they had 11 sacks.
After I said that, I'm like, well, I know they had 11 sacks tonight, but like
a part of that's due to a very, very bad Giants.
And like I don't know, I just see like players like Hutchinson, these young guys, like these guys who are just like command respect and can pull, like they just need someone like that. I don't know if they need him, but it'd be nice for them to have one of those elite pass rushers alongside this talented defensive roster.
Yeah, I'm not sure what pass rushers are available, if any big ones will be available. You think maybe a Brian Burns, maybe
Chandler Jones is a free agent. Brian Burns I
almost made a joke at you.
Brian Burns would be fantastic there.
Yeah.
God, he'd be amazing. And they're 0-4, and Panthers are. and they're not.
They don't want to pay him.
They want to pay him.
They want to trade him for multiple firsts last year.
Look, Seattle, go get Brian Burns. Brian Burns on this team would be fantastic because he's up. He could play the up linebacker. They have that kind of hybrid defense over there.
Great fit.
Yeah, I think it's a fantastic fit. That's who they should go get.
Really looking forward to the first time the Seahawks and Niners play. That's gonna be a great game.
Also, the Seahawks are so good on offense. They didn't need to draft Zach Charbonnet or JSN.
Yeah,
because Kenneth Walker's very good, and DK and Lockett are very, very good.
Yeah, Smith and Jigba, you don't even see him on the field because Lockett's
good,
and Metcalf is Metcalf. Like, caught, I think 2 touchdowns yesterday.
What's helping Locke is that his game's never revolved around him being big and strong. He's gonna be fast. You can be fast for a long time, and he just he's a zone killer,
and he doesn't take hits. You ever seen that?
He just drops.
He just falls. On the flip side, Metcalf just physically terrorized Deontay Banks.
He's massive.
Yeah, he just was throwing him around. The rookie cornerback for the Giants. I mean, had a rough night.
Can't imagine being that big. Pause. And like,
no, you can't, Angel. You can't imagine being that big. I need to clip that.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
It's like to just wonder how do guys guard him when he's like, is it like Megatron? Like those kind of guys, like he's so huge. How do you guard him?
Gino left the game after a hit that he was pissed off about. I believe by Isaiah Simmons.
But I don't know why that happens a lot. Those hits,
kind of dragged him out of bounds, and also just those hits where you make contact and then you just
like lean back.
You just fall.
Yeah.
So that you land all on their legs. Obviously, Geno Smith has worked very hard to get to this point in his career and would hate to be taken out by a hit like that. So I think he was pretty pissed off about that. He even got a penalty about it.
Yeah. We saw a little bit of Drew Locker and reminded the arm strength, but he's not very accurate.
Yeah. He looked okay. He's a backup now, but he looked okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else you want to talk about with the game?
No, besides the fact that this year, I tell you this every Monday, Joe Buck and Aikman are spicy this year.
I like it.
They're calling out people right away. I'm like, good.
They're laughing. They're making jokes about, are people still watching this game?
They're just two boys like, look, East Penn paid us a crap load to be here. Let's just do whatever we want. Because what are they going to do?
They're untouchable.
Like we're the...
Any network would go and hire them immediately.
Yeah, East Penn, fire us. See what happens. You know what? You know what's happened? If East Penn were to fire them, they would get a pay raise from Fox or from CBS. So,
ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention?
Oh, man.
I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
The Giants have responded from last night's terrible loss.
Oh.
The Giants are releasing running back and special teamer Tywan Jones from their practice squad.
Don't ever do that again.
I could tell you're actually not happy about this.
That was not
funny. I could tell from your face you're actually a little bit pissed off about that.
I thought
mission accomplished.
I was thinking like, did they say they'll bench Daniel Jones? But
nope. That's how they responded. They released the practice squad guy.
Either way,
business as usual.
They should respond by getting Saquon on the field. That's how they should respond.
That's all for the Monday Night Recap. Let's get to the news. The news is brought to you by 818 Brewing. If you're in the LA area, we have the perfect spot for you and your crew to catch the next game. 818 Brewing has the perfect tasting room to get together with your buddies, grab a drink, and enjoy the game. Their selection of beer includes something for everyone and is all brewed on site. Stop at 818 Brewing on 8953. God, I can't talk right now. Nailing this read. 8953 DeSoto Avenue in Canoga Park, and we will see you there.
Hey, man, you did a great job. Because I don't want to do those, so I want to encourage you to keep doing them.
Yeah, if you ever wonder why I do all of those, because Angel refuses to do any of them.
Good job.
So sorry for getting sick of my voice, but
you're a hype man.
That's not changing. Okay, here we go. First up in the news here, changes coming to Pittsburgh. Apparently, maybe not what we thought.
Yeah, you think big? Okay, yeah, go ahead. I'll let you.
Yeah. Let me make sure I have the right quote here. Yeah, Mike Tomlin was asked after losing 30-6 to my Texans if there will be changes made in the organization and on the team, all that. And he said, hell yeah, there's going to be some changes. Okay? So you think of that. What do you think of?
Oh, like coordinator, quarterback, starting wideout, starting cornerback.
Personnel.
Linebacker,
Yeah.
personnel.
Someone's going to take blame here. Someone's going to be held accountable. Someone's going to lose their job.
Yes.
Well, today or yesterday, if you're listening to this on Friday or Wednesday, Mike Tomlin said that there is no thoughts of changes to offensive coaching or play caller. Speaking of Matt Canada, who seems to be the person everyone's blaming for the terrible offense, not Kenny Pickett. I think they're both terrible.
Yep.
When asked about changes coming to those areas, he said not at this juncture, no. So
they're switching from Apple to Android. That's the big changes, probably. Apple to
okay.
Android.
I don't know what that refers to. Okay.
AirPods to Beats.
Tomlin said that the changes he was referring to is more about the physicality at practice, practice attire, and but coaching, he said, also is not good enough.
Yeah, they're going from Adidas to Nike.
Yeah, so no, I don't know what changes actually he was talking about then. That's not like Tomlin to be all bark and no bite.
Yeah, it's kind of I don't know. I mean, get you a friend who stands up for you as much as Tomlin hangs on to Matt Canada.
Yeah, Matt Canada and Kenny Pickett, they must make him brownies.
Or have breakfast every day. Or I won't question his manhood because Tomlin is a man.
Yes.
So he probably.
Speaking of Kenny Pickett, Tomlin told reporters that Kenny Pickett suffered a bone bruise to the knee. Will practice on Wednesday. Team will evaluate whether he can play Sunday versus the Ravens. So
okay, now that it's not a serious injury, we got to talk about, or we can openly say how much we both don't like Kenny Pickett.
He just doesn't need to come back and start for this team. Boy, he's done nothing to keep the job.
One thing he's better at is being better than Mitch.
Is he?
Mitch Trubisky. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of. Like, that's why he's a starter on this team.
I would go with Mitch Trubisky just because at least you get the running. At least you get that element.
Yeah,
you get some kind of element that is helpful to your offense. I don't know what Kenny Pickett gives you.
Because he's not really a great athlete.
He's not a good athlete. He doesn't have great
arm
arm strength. He doesn't have great accuracy. He's obviously just not reading the field well.
And you're
just kind of hoping he would excel. He would improve at all those things, and he hasn't.
I mean, they're banged up right now. Obviously, John Johnson and Freiermuth out a couple weeks. But even when they were healthy, he wasn't using them right. You have weapons on this Pittsburgh,
Yeah, like you don't have amazing weapons, but you have Deontay Johnson and then Pickens. That's a nice 1-2. And then Allen Robinson's looked okay.
And you have Freiermuth, and you have a third-round tight end who's bigger and faster than most other people. And look. Sometimes you stop blaming. You got the quarterback is the problem.
Yeah,
I don't know what the solution is here. So,
moving on here, Devin Witherspoon, and we kind of already touched this, but wanted to point out that he's the fourth player in NFL history, in the past 20 years, to have 2 sacks and interception on Monday Night Football. The other 3, Justin Houston, Brian Urlacher, James Harrison. Great company there for Devin Witherspoon.
Yep.
And he came to Seattle as part of that Russell Wilson trade.
So now that trade is complete, and now it looks like, wow, pretty good trade for Seattle.
Not bad. Moving on here, there are some rookie quarterbacks who are shredding man coverage. One is getting plenty of pub, and one is not. And I want to talk about the one who's not. The highest passer ratings this year against man coverage in the NFL. Number 1, C.J. Stroud. Everyone's talking about C.J. Stroud right now. And rightfully so. He's killing it. They're beating teams that they shouldn't beat. They're blowing out teams that they shouldn't beat.
A high draft pick who's playing well, you should definitely be talking about that. Yes.
Number 2 on this list is Anthony Richardson.
Yeah.
Only 4 points behind Stroud in this rating. Anthony Richardson's playing well.
Where's Bryce Young here?
He's not on the list. Behind them is Kirk Cousins and Josh Allen.
Yeah.
But Anthony Richardson, he looks like the guy too.
You know what I like about those two being on top of this list here is that they don't have crazy elite weapons. They're just making it work with what they have. Like Pittman's nice, obviously. Pittman's nice.
Yeah.
But like these 2 guys don't have great weapons and they're still making it work, which means they're just good.
Yeah, I mean it's passer rating versus man coverage.
Yeah.
So you either have a guy who's consistently beating whoever's guarding him man coverage, or you have a quarterback with great accuracy and great anticipation, and he's able to beat man coverage with his arm.
Yeah.
And that's what's happening here with Richardson, C.J. Stroud. Their top receivers, Pittman and then who knows in Houston.
It was Nico last week.
Yeah. Dell the 2 weeks before. Who knows now? But either way, using those guys to beat man coverage, very, very impressive. Yeah. Richardson needs his flowers. He is balling out. Some injury updates, and particularly from the New England Patriots. They had a rough week as well.
Yes.
And it just got harder. As this week, Matthew Judon it was confirmed that he tore his bicep. expected to miss at least 2 months. But probably not going to play again this season.
That's tough. He's their best player on defense besides.
He'll undergo surgery.
Yeah.
And then we'll see. Also out indefinitely for them is the rookie stud cornerback Christian Gonzalez.
That's tough. That's a big piece of their defense there.
Yeah. So I don't know. The Patriots they've been one of the worst teams in the NFL for a couple years now. And it's time to start asking some questions about Belichick. It's time to start going there with him. And I know no one wants to because he's the GOAT.
Yeah.
But
I'm right now, Mac Jones taking the heat as well he should. He played terrible on Sunday. But, yeah, we should start asking the question, like, he hasn't been great since Brady left.
Yeah, the bad personnel decisions, the bad drafting, the decision last year to just hire a bunch of clowns on the coaching staff just because you knew who they were.
Yeah.
There's nothing fresh here. There's nothing exciting about this team, about this offense.
Yeah.
Nothing. You got to start talking about.
Look, you don't ever fire him. At the end of a season, you talk to him like, hey, it's time for you to go spend time with your family. We're never going to fire Bill Belichick. You never want to say that. You want Bill Belichick to say, I'm going to retire from football. I don't know. This team's not good.
Yeah. Keep an eye on that. Mac Jones, I think, is headed to the bench soon. I don't think this is going to last very, very long.
I'm sure he'll be traded they should trade him. Teams will still take a shot on Mac Jones.
Yeah. You might see Zappy or even the rookie Malik Cunningham at some point this year. Keep an eye on that. Moving on here to another dumpster fire organization, the Chicago Bears. Coach Eberflus, who apparently is not at all on the chopping block somehow.
Don't know why.
But he announced that Chase Claypool will stay away from the team this week. Feels like if the team can't find a trade partner, they'll simply release the 25-year-old instead. One of the worst trades in recent NFL history. First-round pick for Chase Claypool.
Yeah.
Has literally done nothing. I would imagine he has less than 20 catches for this team.
I don't look, he's killing his value, and it's just two bad things that linked up. Yeah. The Bears and Chase Claypool.
Yeah.
It just wasn't going to work out. Two toxic people in a relationship never works.
Right.
So,
among the teams that could view Bears receiver Chase Claypool as a depth piece or quality backup, the Chiefs, Eagles, and Lions, named by Matt Lombardo, NFL Network. So, I mean, you see what the theme is there. Strong coaching, strong locker room leadership.
And not a need for him to be on that team.
Yeah, and teams that are already good without him.
Yeah, so.
And so we'll see. I mean, all these, I think there's, 2 losses between these 3 teams?
Yeah, he needs to go to a team where he can be humbled and just sit back and learn. A little bit of a wake-up call for him and his career.
Yeah. Lions.
Sorry, because he's talented. Just needs, to rein it in mentally.
Yeah, one of those teams is the Detroit Lions, and they're going to welcome back one of their own here this week. Earlier than expected, Jamison Williams, the wide receiver that was drafted 12th overall, I think, last year. Missed most of last year with it recovering from the ACL injury. Then played at the end of the season, and then, of course, was suspended. Sorry, I was going to say fired. Suspended for gambling on another sport in an NFL facility.
Okay, question.
Yes.
So they updated I don't think we talked about this yet. They updated the rules for gambling. It's like 2 years if you don't. So how does, I think another players, how did they go from 6 to 4 if they upped the stakes for gambling?
They upped the stakes for certain gambling.
For NFL games?
I think so. Don't quote me on that.
Okay.
But I know for certain things I did. Because I know I read another one that if Ridley had been under this new suspension model, he would still be suspended. And so I think he bet on NFL games.
Oh.
And so I think it's harsher for NFL games, not as harsh for non-NFL games.
Honestly, I'm Matt Jameson. He's bet on college games. Like, that's, I mean, that's not crazy.
Either way, he's back 2 weeks early. And we saw the Lions just beat up on the Packers.
And a team that is very good offensively and has a need for a guy who could stretch, this field for him. Very excited to see him play.
Yeah, I'm sure you don't want to go into those playoff games with the Niners or the Eagles or even the Seahawks and have Josh Reynolds as your 2. Much more comfortable with maybe a Jamison Williams as your 2.
And his draft class was stacked with wideouts, and he was the number 1 favorite.
He was supposed to be the best one.
Yeah, so I'm very excited to see. I know he's blazing speed, and
right.
I think I saw a quote where they want to take him, like, bring him back slowly, but get him if he's right in time for the playoffs. What a difference maker! Someone who one play with him can change the whole game.
That I expect they'll throw him at least one deep shot this week.
Yeah,
and
by
kind of like it was at the end of last year.
then by week 10, you're a full time guy.
Week 10, you think it's going to take 5
No.
weeks?
By week 10, like you're already like he's
I
already
think in
integrated.
3 weeks he's going to be receiving 6 or 7 targets.
Yeah, he's
going to take the Josh Reynolds role.
He's in a great spot. Good quarterback and team that believes in him. Obviously, looking forward to seeing him play.
Also coming back to his respective team, maybe not, but taking off the pup lifts, running back Jonathan Taylor. He's practicing. He practiced. He'll be practicing Wednesday. You'll listen to this. He's practicing on Wednesday. So today he's practicing. Not sure if he still wants to play for the Colts.
I don't know what's happening.
Not sure if they're trading him. We haven't heard anything.
I saw like, we're like he might play. Is this you saying that, or is it John Taylor saying that? Because last time I checked, he didn't want to play for you guys.
I think everyone's speculating. We did ask that they stop doing everything in the public, so maybe it's good that we don't know anything.
Yeah.
Hopefully they're talking behind the scenes and expressing whether or not they want to be there or be traded or whatever. A lot of teams obviously still lined up for Jonathan Taylor. He's an elite back. He's still not 25 yet.
It's I would love seeing him back. Obviously the NFL's better with John Taylor in it, but I'm curious to see how this plays out this week and when he practices and if he does play, how involved is he? Because if they want to trade him still, they want to play him too much, or if they want to show him off for a week and then trade him, like, hey, he's back. This is weird. But happy that he's healthy though.
Gut feeling playoffs are starting right now. Is Jonathan Taylor on the Colts?
No.
Yeah, me neither. Okay, that's it for the news. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with Angels Heavenly Top 10, version 5.0. Be right back. Okay, we are back with Angels Heavenly Top 10, version 5.0. Let's not waste any time. Let's get into it. Here we go.
Angels Heavenly 10.
Welcome back to Angels Heavenly 10. It is your host, Angel. And here's my top 10 teams for the NFL right now. Start with number 10, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Look at these boys. They're 3-1. Defense is playing good. The clear favorite to win the NFC South. They're the hotness and the bandwagon. And I am leading the charge. Buccaneers at number 10 at 3-1. At number 9, the Seattle Seahawks smoked the hell out of the Giants.
Yes, they did.
Devin Witherspoon. So if he could do this all season, they will remain in the top 10. Love this team. Love Pete Carroll. At number 8, the Baltimore Ravens. Look, I'm not gonna. Last week they played the Browns without Watson, but either way, this team is without 5 starters and playing phenomenally. Harbaugh has these guys playing tough. This team also should be in the market for Jonathan Taylor. At number 7, the Detroit Lions. I don't know how you hate against this team. This team is tough. They aren't scared of anybody. Adam Hutchinson is heading towards that elite tier pass rusher, and they get Jameson Williams back. Love this team. Out of the last 14 games, they've won 11 of them. At number 6, the Dallas Cowboys. Number 4 in scoring offense with a great defense. This team looks good. They will break your heart at some point, but as of right now, things are looking good. At number 5, the Miami Dolphins. Look, they had a bad week. We all have them. I still believe in this team.
Because you had a bad day.
I still believe in this team. Still believe in this head coach and quarterback combo. They'll bounce back. At number 4, the Buffalo Bills. Just thoroughly beat one of the hottest teams in the NFL. Yeah. Josh Allen's playing lights out. If it plays like this all year, they're my Super Bowl pick. Von's coming back this week. He's practicing this week. And I apologize to all the Buffalo Bills Mafia out there for doubting the Buffalo Bills because they look pretty damn good.
I don't apologize. I always rode with you guys.
At number 3, the Philadelphia Eagles. Offense taking steps in the right direction, a.k.a. the Hurts A.J. Brown connection is rekindling. And we remember, oh, yeah, when they're on, they're really, really, really fucking good.
9 catches, 175 yards.
And this team is led by the offensive line, the defensive line, and look what they're doing. This is what a good team build gets you. 4 wins with their offense is still, I love this team.
Yeah, quick shout out to John J. Swift. Not the only Swift in the NFL taking over nowadays.
Yeah. And number 2, the 49ers. The only reason why they're not number one is because the Chiefs exist. But either way, CMC is about to win MVP. That should happen. The team is already ready for the playoffs. What more can you talk about this? They're so complete. But they're number 2 on my list because of the number 1 team, led by these Swifties, the Kansas City Chiefs. Look, they struggled against the Jets. Mahomes didn't look great, but until they lose, until they give me a reason that I shouldn't have them as the best team in the NFL, they're number 1. Love this team, and I'm starting to come around to the fact that we're not going to get rid of Taylor Swift at all this season. So number 1.
She'll be pantsu every time they score a touchdown or a first down or Travis Kelce catches the ball. You will see Taylor Swift immediately.
Or Donna Kelce.
Yes.
And that's it.
Kelce, yeah.
And that is Angels Heavenly Top 10 version 5.0.
Okay, it's a solid list. I have a problem with the beginning of it and the end of it.
Okay, so
what do you want to start with? No, the beginning of it and end of it. The middle of it, I was literally looking for problems, and I literally just got lost in how much I love some of these teams. I think an arrow up on the Lions, an arrow up on the Seahawks, possibly an arrow up on the Bills. I think those teams could be moving higher if they keep playing the way they're playing now. Let's start at the bottom of the list here, why I have a problem with it. The Bucs don't belong on this list. They don't. They're 3-1, yes. And so if you just look at that record and think, oh, 3-1, they got to be in the top 10. Okay. They beat the Vikings, who are also 1-3. Okay, not playing well. They beat the Bears, who I'm pretty sure if me and you strapped it on, we could probably lay 40 on the Bears right now. And then they beat the Jameis Winston Saints. They got smoked by the Eagles, and they haven't done anything impressive. I don't know how they're. I have 3 teams better than them.
Go ahead.
I have the Texans at 10. Texans have had impressive wins. They've blown out the Jaguars. They've blown out the Steelers. Those are 2 teams that we respect. I have the Browns in front of them. No, this is the order I have in front of them. I have Texans 10, Jaguars 11, Browns 12. And then I have the Bucs. So I would have the Jags and Browns above them. I mean, we can argue those more. I think the Texans are well ahead of them, and I don't like them on this list.
Well, what's going to happen is that you might like them, but by the end of the year, because this division is so weak, they're going to have a over 500 record, and they need to be on this list. But I get
no. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, the record doesn't mean they should be on this list.
No,
who are the 10 best teams?
But they're winning. That's the thing.
No, who are the 10 best teams?
Yeah, they're one of the 10 best.
Not the 10 best records, the 10 best teams, because the 10 best records aren't necessarily the 10 best teams, right?
Can I finish?
Yeah, you answer my question.
If you're winning, that counts. They're 3-1. I don't care who you face.
But you can't just use that when it's convenient.
And this team's good. Like, I believe in this team. And number 10, look, you can have the Browns are obviously good. I'm not gonna hate on the Browns. This team, as of right now, is the best 10th best team. They could fall out of it.
I mean, if it was truly about the record, they'd be much higher at 3-1. But just they haven't beat anyone impressive. They beat the Vikings, Bears, and the Saints without Derek Carr. I don't know. I disagree with that part. But I have another bone to pick, and I've been waiting because you say the same reason every single week, and every single week I'm like, okay, one more week. I can get by with that. One more week. The Niners are better than the Chiefs. The Niners deserve to be ahead of the Chiefs. And I was listening why is it the Chiefs this week? And you literally said because the Chiefs exist, and I know what you mean by that. They're still what they are. But the Niners are just better than them right now. They're playing better than them. They've looked better than them. They've had more impressive wins. The Niners have scored 30. I looked at their schedule: 30-7, 30-23, 30-12, 30-16. They're blowing out teams. It's not close. Yes, you got the Giants and Cardinals on there. You also have the Rams and the Steelers, some decent teams. And I think they've looked the best. The Chiefs look fine, okay, but they barely beat the Jags. And they lost to the Lions, who Lions are a good team. But I just think their last year's champion doesn't mean they're the best team this year. And I'd have the Niners above them. And Eagles, Bills, and Chiefs, I think, are all really close.
Yeah, I think the top 3 are kind of maybe 4 are just in a different tier. I think Chiefs are still the best in football. I love this team, but hard to argue against the 49ers. But as of right now, in my eyes, they are the best team in the NFL. But 49ers very damn good too. I'm not ever gonna say they're bad.
Niners are impressive, man.
They're impressive.
They have the MVP.
They're balanced as hell.
Purdy is a top. I mean, this might be crazy to say. he might be a top 5 quarterback in the league right now.
He does what he's supposed to do.
Like, yeah, he's doing well in that offense. He's healthy. He looks like it.
Yeah.
Their weapons are thriving besides CMC.
Mm-hmm.
The O-line, D-line, they're such a complete team. They played the Cowboys this week.
Great
and
matchup.
I want to see them against someone truly elite.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe we'll see about this list. But next week you're gonna have a hard time because some of these
teams are playing each other.
Yeah, some of these teams are playing each other.
Yeah.
They're starting to play some really good teams here, and we'll see. My Eagles, I think that's about right. I think them and the Bills are really close right now. The Bills are kind of surging. The Eagles are still figuring it out, but getting better each week, and all the while at 4-0. So I get it. Dolphins, I like that you didn't overreact and drop them to like 7 or 8 or something.
I love this team.
Yeah, they got beat by the Bills, who are a really good team.
Who are number 4 best team. Like this is the two top 5 teams going at each other. You shouldn't.
I like it.
Yeah.
The Cowboys I've seen at number 1 and 2 on a lot of lists, and I like that you're holding them accountable. Okay, they're number 6 because they lost to the Cardinals, and that's a bad. And that's the worst loss probably on this whole top 10.
Yeah, and the top 5 are so strong. It's tough. There's some elite teams this year,
right?
And to be in that elite, you have to do a lot of. So
if the Lions win, I don't know who the Lions are playing, but if they win and the Cowboys lose to the Niners, anyway, the Lions jump the Cowboys, or I guess how they look. I guess depends.
Yeah, depends on how they look.
I like the Lions to jump the Cowboys here soon, but we'll see.
Lions
they're surging.
They're pretty good. Yeah,
I'm so interested to see what Jameson Williams does his offense.
Yeah,
because if they get an element now where they can stretch it, and Laporta and St. Brown have room to work that middle of the field, which they seem both elite at, they could be unstoppable offensively.
And to move on at number 8, the Ravens. I wanted to move them up, but they played the Browns without Watson. They were supposed to win that game, so just leave them there.
It's not impressive.
But they're out 5 starters and they're still winning. So that's a pretty good team there.
Okay, so I saw that and I didn't get a chance to look it up. Of the 5 starters, how many are coming back?
I don't know this.
You don't know. Okay. Are they season-ending injuries? I just like Dobbins a part of that.
No, well, Dobbins. I haven't counted Dobbins,
but
they were out. OBJ, they were out. Linderbaum, they were out.
So just like temporarily hurt.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're winning without. Yeah.
So that's all that to say. There's still a lot of upside here to the Ravens.
The Ravens are always going to be good.
They're so interesting. I thought they'd be better than they are, but either way, they're 3-1.
Yeah, because they're so hurt.
Yeah,
they're really hurt this year, and they're still 3-1. So when they're healthy, the Bengals aren't looking healthy, and the Steelers are Steelers. So they could have this hold on this division pretty quickly if they keep on racking up wins.
They had the rough loss to the Colts, led by Gardner Minshew. That's a rough loss.
Yeah, that one's tough. That one's tough.
Seahawks, like we said, look really good. I could see the Seahawks jumping the Ravens. In fact, I might put the Seahawks above the Ravens right now, but I get it.
Yeah, the Lions, Ravens, Seahawks kind of in the same round where they could jump up, but there's something holding them back, either injury-wise.
I mean, other than that, that's the only other note I had is not okay. So this is rankings, but not necessarily this top 10 ranking. We were talking. I don't want to continue a conversation we were having earlier and last night while we were watching the game. The Seahawks as a contender in the NFC. Okay. And then we think of that, you think of the Niners and you think of the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so obviously you think trade deadline. They got to do something. You say pass rusher.
Mm-hmm.
But realistically, do they have a shot at the Niners, Eagles? And they're playing in Santa Clara or in Philly? Like, is there any way you're putting your money on them?
That they beat them or that they get to
That they beat them in a playoff game away at one of their homes.
No, I don't have them going to the Super Bowl. I have them being deep in the playoffs still. I think they could beat one of these teams. I think they could surprise some people. This team is good. They're well constructed.
Confusing to me.
And like I said last night, they play the 49ers very well.
Yeah, it's true.
And that's a big
divisional team.
Yeah. So look, anything can happen in those playoffs. And Seahawks are they're a very interesting team, and if they make a trade for a pass rusher here, and people are, they don't make trades. They traded their star quarterback for something. They'll do whatever they want.
Truly.
So this is a team that at the deadline should be a little bit active here.
Let's get into a Week 5 preview here for Thursday night's game. The Chicago Bears taking on the Washington Commanders. A combined record here of 2-6. So, a couple teams that are struggling.
Mm-hmm.
Is it this one? Sure. Little game preview here. Thursday night football. Justin Fields coming off that huge game against the Denver Broncos. I think we'll get a much more realistic look at Justin Fields here. This defensive line for the Commanders is no joke.
Yeah, you know what's crazy is that there's still room to improve with them in this defensive line. Like, they're good right now.
Yeah.
But it's always been like they can improve. But yeah, they're very good. And that Bears line, I know they activated Tevin Jenkins from IR,
They
but
did.
still, that Bears line is not very good. And this defense line seems to be rolling right now, so it might be a tough day for Justin Fields back there.
Eagles have one of the best offensive lines in the league, and they struggled with that defensive line.
Yeah, they got some dogs up front.
Jonathan Allen. Did they still John Payne?
Yeah, Payne. Yeah, those two right
John
there.
Payne. And
Sweat.
then Chase Young's there.
Chase Young's doing.
Montez Sweat. I mean, they're just so good and so big and strong and athletic.
Yeah.
That might be a rough day for Justin Fields as far as in the sack
Yeah.
department. I think the Bears it's time. You need to start running Justin Fields. Designed runs for him. Not scrambles, design runs. If he gets hurt, this is just the way he succeeds. This is the way he's good. Do you agree?
Yeah. They've had designed runs for him, but I think they need to lean more towards it. I mean, he threw the ball last week. Why am I sounding?
He threw the ball well last week.
I don't know why that sounded weird in my head.
Yeah.
I think he could throw the ball decently,
Yeah.
but running the ball where it needs to be. They need to get these guys on those. Get these DNs guessing a little bit. Don't get them just free rush.
Absolutely.
Get them guessing. Do some options. Do some triple options. Get
Yeah.
these defensive ends not rushing the pass, just kind of standing there waiting.
Yeah, Herbert looked good last week.
Yeah.
Roshan's looked good so far this year. It's kind of his backup.
DJ Moore showed why they traded for him.
Try to run into those guys. Just get the ball in DJ Moore's hands.
Yeah.
You don't have to throw it down the field really. If you
I think they
need
need to. They could even be more creative with DJ Moore right now.
think they need
He's
to.
just a wideout right now. He could give him the backfield.
Give
Give
him
him
the ball. Let Mooney stretch the field.
Yeah.
Um,
Claypool will be far away.
Claypool will be watching from home.
Yeah. From A1A Brewery.
I could see him from 8953 DeSoto Ave.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's obviously a huge matchup here. Is this D line versus Justin Fields?
Yeah.
Can they contain him? Can they corral him? Can they? It's one thing. These kind of quarterbacks are. It's one thing to contain them, but to actually get them on the floor
Yeah.
and record a sack,
Yeah.
can be difficult sometimes. And that's gonna be really the matchup of this game.
Yeah. But Fields though he showed last week for the first half. When he's on, he looks pretty damn good. So
Yeah.
they can replicate what they did last week, kind of get that same vibe back. I'm very excited to see him.
Anything else you're looking forward to seeing in this game?
I'm looking forward to see Sam Howell, who's been up and down this year.
I guarantee he's gonna have the best game of his career this week.
Yeah, pretty good game.
He's gonna he's
How-
gonna look good.
yeah.
Because he's a good quarterback, and this is a terrible. He's a average quarterback.
There you go.
sorry. I'm saying like he's not a. Is he better than Taylor Heineke?
Yeah, but he's not a bum.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not a bum. He's a starting quarterback.
Yeah, and Russell Wilson looked as good as he's looked last week.
Yeah.
So maybe Sam Howell looks even better. I don't know.
No, Sam. I think Brian Robinson's actually looking very, very good this year, and they haven't really gotten.
Yeah.
They haven't really gotten going with their wideouts yet because McLaurin has that turf thing. That turf toe is not going to go away anytime soon.
Yeah.
And they haven't gotten
John Dotson.
John Dotson going. I don't know why. I think this might be his breakout game because the Bears aren't very good in the secondary there, so this might be his breakout game here.
Let's talk a little fantasy here.
Okay.
We haven't talked fantasy lately, but
All right.
fantasy wise, give me your start them all. Give me your designations, and I'll show you what I mean by that. I'll take the Bears. Okay. Fields is a QB1, a
Okay.
top 5 QB1. You start him this week.
Okay.
Scratch that. He's a bottom and QB1. I forgot the D line thing. Herbert, I think you can confidently start him in your RB2. I think he's gonna get the volume again, and I think they're throwing to him, and he might, he might grab a couple touchdowns. DJ Moore, I think you start him in your wide receiver 2 or a flex. I wouldn't start Mooney, and I wouldn't start any of the receivers. Komet, you might be able to get him in there. He's been a lot more active lately.
And at tight end, she's kind of if you don't have
Yeah.
not even Kelsey's not even doing fantastic this year.
Nope.
It's just tight end's just stupid.
Yeah, so Komet I think is definitely in play if you need some help there at tight end. How do you feel with the Commanders?
Yeah, I think Sam Howell, quarterback 2. You're in 2 quarterback leagues, you feel pretty confident starting him at that quarterback 2. Quarterback 1, probably not yet or at all, but quarterback 2, pretty decent.
Yeah.
Brian Robinson's about to eat.
Yeah, I was gonna say that he's almost a must start.
He almost a must start low end RB1 this.
Yeah.
Because he's gonna tear up this Bears
Do
defense.
not leave Brian Robinson on your bench.
Yeah, start
This is the
him.
game to play him.
Start him. And I think this is a breakout game, sleeper pick for. I am blanking on his name every single time I talk
John
about
Dotson?
John Dotson. Yeah, I think this is the game where he breaks out.
Questionable.
Yeah, I think him and McLaurin. McLaurin like a low end wideout 2, and Dotson a high end upside play wideout 3. And Logan Thomas had a nice game last week. So if you're looking to stream a tight end, or if you're desperate as hell, Logan Thomas is still out there. I'm sure he's available in your league. So
Question for you: Jahan Dotson listed as questionable. If he doesn't play, do you start Curtis Samuel? In your flex.
Samuel has had a pretty quiet year this year. A quiet year, like you're not hearing about him, but he's a nice, solid year this year. I think his Bears defense will let a lot of players look better than they actually are. So
Yeah.
you're kind of just playing stars here.
We'll pick the rest of the games on Friday, but let's pick this game.
Okay.
I
got the Commandos.
Yeah, the Commanders too at home.
They're just they're better built. They're not amazingly built, but they're better built than this Bears
Yeah,
team.
they're the better bad team.
Yeah, they're the better bad team.
Let's talk about what that means for the Bears. They go to 0-5,
Sheesh.
and it just gets louder in Chicago.
Okay, they go 0-5. You start publicly saying, we are openly looking for offers for Justin Fields.
Man, could that happen?
You can get a haul for Fields. A haul. The Falcons just realized the quarterback sucks. So maybe the Falcons go, let's go get Justin Fields and lean more into this run first
What if
team.
he looks good again?
Look, man, obviously I'm not a GM, but if he looks good and they still lose, I'm still trying to. There's more problems on this team besides quarterback. This is a bad team. So you could say, well, we could drop the quarterback and just start building this team. That's what I would do. If they lose again, just start looking at this draft.
So just basically use Fields to replenish your roster.
Yeah.
And one of those picks could still be a better quarterback.
Yeah. I think there's more problems in this team besides
I don't
that.
know if he'll do it, but I think I would do that too.
Yeah.
Coaching-wise, Eberflus, you have to start at least considering that he's the problem. I know you don't want to go there, but at least consider, maybe my coach sucks.
Yeah, this defense sucked. Last week they had a big lead and they couldn't stop Russell Wilson, who, he's a good quarterback, but like not the top 5 offense in the league. And now it's on him because he's calling the defense now. So his thing is defense, and it's calling defense. And if it's not good, then what the hell are you here for?
Yeah, it's
excellent leadership.
At the end of this year, I want to see Fields traded somewhere else.
Yes,
and for a host of picks.
Yeah.
I want to see them with 2 top 5 picks. Hopefully, one of them is number 1 overall.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to see them with a new coach.
Yep.
I want to see them clear the deck here for Ben Johnson to come over from
Ben Johnson
inside the division.
Yeah.
To come over here and work with Caleb Williams and Marvin Harrison.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see.
Yeah, they can. Or if they can still get the top 1 pick, starting Fields, which is crazy. Yeah. They can give him. Maybe you have Ben Johnson coming next year. Say fix Justin Fields. We'll draft him Marvin Harrison Jr.
See, the problem with that though is that you're gonna.
No, I'm not saying. I'm just.
Yeah.
They're kind of screwed either way. But there's a lot of avenues you can go here.
Yeah.
But you have an asset that's worth a lot of value.
Yeah.
It's that and Fields. So.
Because they're pretty much in the same position last year, where you have Fields, you're still not sure about him, and it's either turn him to a bunch of picks because he was worth a bunch of picks in last year.
I'm sure his value hasn't dropped yet because
Right.
he's still young, he's still exciting,
and he had a great game last, so he's still flashed. Or go with him and pass on another crop of quarterbacks. So Anthony Richardson would look good here. C.J. Stroud would look good here.
Oh yeah.
Are you going to pass next year on Drake May, Caleb?
It depends on. This all depends on if they fire their head coach, what they should, or if they keep him.
Ryan Poles really here is making decisions that's gonna decide the next 10 years for these Bears.
Yeah.
Organization.
Because you can skip out on a legendary draft class.
Yeah.
Because out of love for Fields, and then what if he's bad next year? And you're like, we missed out on the whole draft class, and we still have Fields.
As good as the Lions are, Jared Goff's starting to get older.
Mm-hmm.
It's not exactly a young stud quarterback that's going to be there for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins, his position in in Minnesota is kind of up in the air. And Love, we'll see, hasn't been the guy who, like, this is my division yet. And so this division's still wide open as far as who's going to be the dominant team of the decade, like the Packers have been the last decade. So, yeah, you can really still hear this season, I think, is obviously done as far as, like, being a playoff Super Bowl contender, playoff team. But I think it's still shift the general direction of your organization.
Yeah, there's a lot of they can really screw this up, or they can just hit it out of the ballpark. Because look what the Texans did in one draft.
Yeah,
like you can change your team. They're already
what a great example.
Texans are a good team.
One
they
draft,
were terrible last year. One draft,
one offseason, I should say.
Yeah,
they added some vets.
They're 2-2. No one thought they'd be 2-2.
2-2.
They beat the Jaguars.
Exciting.
They beat the Jaguars and the Pittsburgh Steelers.
They could totally miss the playoffs this year, and it would be so exciting to be a Texans fan.
The Bears should look like, okay, let's get the right quarterback and get the right head coach, and we could be very, very different. So this game should be fun to watch.
Yeah. That's the show for today. You got anything else you want to share? How's your week going?
Good. Looking forward to our trip to San Diego.
We are headed to San Diego.
Wales.
What?
I'll let people finish that quote. It's from Anchorman.
Oh.
It's
okay.
It's what he thinks the translation of San Diego means. It's a whales. I won't say the word because
gotcha.
I'm sure people out there knew.
It's very interesting.
Yeah.
We're headed to San Diego. We'll still have a show there. The set might look a little different, but we will see you Friday nonetheless with a Thursday night recap. Go enjoy that Bears Commanders game. Don't take it for granted. Football is here only for a couple months a year and gone for so many months a year.
Yes. It was a great game.
See you Friday.
Bye.